Take 3 to What If Deku had Ultra Instinct. What is up, guys? I know it's been 2 weeks, and I'm sorry I haven't posted in that time, but school's hard, and that's the only excuse I'm going to give you for that. Also, my name is All in One Stories, and the reason I picked that name is because I might be telling other stories that are not from My Hero Academia. And the difference from these stories and the stories you guys read in books is that you actually are able to determine where this story goes. So, Deku has just, so right into the what if I am in. I'm going in. Ugh. I'm jumping right into the what if. So, what if Deku had Ultra Instinct Part 2? Deku, who has just come home with the thought that Magnetic just got expelled, and that if that happens to him, his mom will be so disappointed. Ugh. So, Deku goes back to school the next day to find that All Might's teaching the class. Deku is actually pretty happy that All Might is teaching the class because, well, it's All Might, his idol, his everything, his Lord, and the guy he just met 10 months ago. Which, I forgot if he trained with him. I'll just have to figure it out the next video. And yeah, that happened. So, All Might comes in saying, today you guys are going to be doing combat training. And everyone comes out in the hero costume, and Deku's hero costume is a little bit different. He's wearing his shoes. He's not wearing his shoes, he's wearing boots and a green G. His boots are red, and he has a red, what's it called? Cloth separating his pants from his shirt. And then he has red bracelets around his hands. So he basically has the martial artist gi from Dragon Ball Z. I'm only doing that just for the sake of my pleasure. And so, yeah. All Might explains how the drill goes. It goes, people have been paired up, and so have the teams. Teams have been paired up against each other. A and D are up against each other, and it's Bakugo, Ida versus Deku and Uraraka. Deku and Uraraka are talking outside, trying to come up with a plan, and also answering the questions Uraraka has. Making small talk and coming up with a plan. So, they come up with the plan that Deku's going to hold Uraraka's hand as they walk through corners, and the reason he does this is so if Bakugo comes out of nowhere and sends an explosion, he'll dodge the explosion, but won't leave her to take it all by herself. He'll also take her because explosion. Because he's holding her hand. Oh, that's what I meant to say. So this is what they come up with, and this is what happens. Bakugo comes out of the corner and sends an explosion towards them. Deku holding Uraraka's hand, they jumps out the way, carrying Uraraka out the way as well. He puts Uraraka on her seats, then points towards the stairs and says, "Go! Keep in touch with our headphones. Keep in touch with our..." I don't know what it was, but they have like an earpiece that allows them to talk to each other. "Keep in touch and tell me when you find Ida." And for the next 3 minutes, Bakugo and Deku are just gonna exchange haymakers. So Bakugo throws an explosion towards Deku dodging it and counter-attacking. This is what happens for the next 3 minutes, with occasionally Deku... So, let me explain in better context what's going to happen in the next 3 minutes. Bakugo's going to send an explosion towards Deku. Deku is either going to A, block it, B, dodge it, and send a counterattack, which Bakugo would either A, dodge it, B, block it, and it's just going to go like that the entire time. And every once in a while, each one will land an actual serious punch, but it won't do anything else because if either one of them lights up, it's over. Then Deku seems to get the other upper hand when Bakugo sends an explosion. And because Deku was closer than what he was the other times, he manages to grab Bakugo's arm. Bakugo sends a left-handed explosion trying to get Deku away from him, saying, "Get off!" But Deku just counteracts this by slapping Bakugo's hand. When he slaps Bakugo's hand, the explosion goes the opposite direction, and now he's in the better position to punch Bakugo in the face, which he does. He punches Bakugo in the face, grabs Bakugo's hair, then kneels him in the face, and then kicks him in the gut, causing Bakugo to go flying. Bakugo, with an intense fury in his eyes, stands up, about to send in an explosion, but then he jumps back when he hears a click coming from his gauntlet. Deku comes to think that maybe he jumped back because he thought it was going to attack him, which he was. But then he sees that massive smile on Bakugo's face and says, "Oh shit, he was definitely not going to attack him. He's definitely jumping back for another reason." Bakugo just gets in his stance as if he was going to catch a massive punch with one hand. He pulls back his gauntlet, and then a clip appears. Deku unknowingly gets in a battle stance, Goku's battle stance, as he just as he just stands there ready for any attack that Bakugo sends at him. And Deku doesn't realize Deku does not realize he's in this position. He's still trying to figure out what the hell Bakugo's doing. But then he eventually puts two and two together, figure out what his gauntlets actually do. And, well, he kicks the floor, creating a small crater enough for him to fit in decently. As Bakugo pulls the clip, it's sending a massive explosion towards Deku, completely demolishing the room. And Deku can be seen getting up from the crater, dazed, with his shirt destroyed, exposing his rock hard abs and with rips in his pants. And he's a little bit dazed and he's bleeding from the head because he was in a position where he was able to dodge the flames, but the shock of the impact destroyed every rock around him, and the impact, he was hit by the impact of the explosion, but not the actual explosion, which was enough to hurt Deku a decent amount. Bakugo runs up to Deku, about to throw in another explosion, which Deku can barely almost stand. Deku just telling himself in his head, "Damn it! I was trying to defeat him without using my quirk so I could use it to catch the bomb. But because of that, I can't even use it anymore. I'm not it." Bakugo is about to send an explosion towards Deku's face, and it says, "I win you. I win you, Deku." I got tongue-tied right there. And, well, complete the... Oh my god. Deku vanishes and then appears right behind Bakugo, with Bakugo completely in shock. Turns around and says, "What the?" After a while, Bakugo notices what happened to Deku, and then he puts a smile on his face. "You're finally taking this seriously." No response, but the only response he actually got, or at least you can call it a response, was Deku turning around and opening his eyes to expose silver hair. Silver eyes. And then his hair turns silver and an aura appears. Everyone in the house, I forgot what it was in the lounge, I'm gonna call it that, see this and they're genuinely confused except for Momo and and All Might. How did I forget All Might's name? How? And there, Bakugo sends two explosions with both of his hands because he knows he is not holding any. If he's going to defeat him, he is not going to hold anything back. Only for him to realize Deku's right behind him. When Bakugo turns around to actually send another explosion, it's too late. he finds himself in the floor, or with a crater 4 times as large, 4 times bigger than the actual crater Deku used to save himself from the explosion. What happened? What did Deku do? Well, simple. He barraged Bakugo with a series of devastating punches. Bakugo is now on the floor, unconscious, with very certain broken ribs. Because Deku has 5%. Deku is as fast as All Might, but only 5% of his strength. But even 5% of that magnitude of in that speed, eat of All Might's strength is devastating. Deku, feeling that his body is about to snap out of Ultra Instinct, runs to the stairs and up to the building where Uraraka said that she found the bomb. What she did, I just forgot to say. Deku breaks down the wall, and that's when it happened. He had a couple seconds in Ultra Instinct, but there was no way he was able to. There was no way he was able to actually not withstand it. What was it called? Oh yeah, there was no way he was actually going to be able to fight Ida with that power because his time ran out. So he hit the floor in pain, but he gets back up, and he gets in the same battle stance he took against Vegeta. Not Vegeta. Oh my god, I said Vegeta. Bakugo, which was Goku's stance. That's why I said Vegeta. And well, he charges at Ida for the second time. I mean, not for the second time, for the first time. Ida moves out the way, but Ida moves out the way in a flash, which he was surprised he could run that fast, but he knew that he figured out that he defeated Bakugo, and he's kind of a bit afraid that Deku's about to do the same thing he did to Bakugo to him, and he does not want to happen. So he moves out the way as fast as Bakugo can, which was in a flash. Not even Uraraka could count the steps Ida took. Well, Deku did. Deku stops himself from going any farther with his foot, and then he charges to the side, which was where Ida actually managed to go. Ida goes for a kick, which Deku just spins around, completely dodging and sending a punch straight towards Ida's gut. Ida, a little bit dazed, manages to pick himself back up and grab the bomb and run away, which he got in front of the pillar Uraraka was hiding behind, causing Uraraka taking this opportunity, he touches the bomb, allowing them to win. Ida is kind of like, but how? When did you? I was here the whole time, you just never noticed me. Ida's like processing this. This happened so fast. I lost in seconds. So yeah, this round was a little bit short given the fact that this all happened in 3 minutes. So this was a very fast track round that I put in exquisite detail, or at least I tried to. Also, how much time do we have left? In this better be recording 13 minutes. That's not bad. So I'm gonna go up to say the USJ arc. Deku goes into the infirmary, which he has a couple torch spots. Like, it's not like like the skin's burned off, but he has a couple burns, and he has very minor injuries that Recovery Girl is able to heal just fine. Then there's Bakugo, who he has several broken ribs, a couple fractured bones, and from the impact himself, he is completely knocked out. Recovery Girl manages to heal his broken bones, and Bakugo is just like, I have serious training to do. Bakugo wanted to leave then and there, but All Might stops him. And, well, Bakugo's still in school now. Deku goes home, and well, he trains a little in his martial arts a little bit more. He thinks about what happened straight after. Well, let me tell you what happened straight after. Straight after he got healed, he goes to the class, and the people ask him, what was that battle? Ida goes up to him and says, that was a nice battle stance. I was like, what battle stance? And Ida's a little bit confused of what he meant by what battle stance. The battle stance he took against me and Bakugo. I'm a little bit confused. What battle stance? And then Ida gets in the battle stance that Deku took. And well, Deku doesn't remember ever getting in that battle stance, because he was doing it unconsciously. So he gets in that, when he gets home, he gets in that battle stance, which he also had the same moment he did with Deku and Ida, with Uraraka and Ida after school, except Momo was a little bit there, still thanking him for saving her, and actually complimented him on the extreme power that he just emanated. And well, yeah, Deku's just thinking about everything that happened today. And well, he gets in a battle stance that Ida showed him. And he's like, this feels so natural. It feels like I've been doing this for my entire life. And he starts to figure out he starts to record himself fighting. Like he would go the next day after school to Bakugo's house and he'd say, you want to have a rematch? And they would fight. And then he would also ask someone to record the fight so he could see every position he took. And then he would notice something. He's repeating some movements unconsciously. And these movements happen to be similar movements that he's seen before. He just can't put his finger on it. And well, he goes home, he goes to his attic, then he finds a little book talking about great heroes from the past. And then he sees some of the movements they take, and it's like, oh shit, they're the same movements. And so, yeah, Deku is an ancestor from the legendary Z Fighters. I'm gonna scratch everything I just said, but I'm just saying he has battle stance because he's seen it before. He's been on the base. What am I saying? I'm scratching everything. I'm not scratching everything. I'm just saying. I was just messing around with the part where I said that he is a great ancestor of the Z Fighters and stuff like that. I'm not gonna incorporate them, but I'm gonna incorporate them in a different way. He's seen their fighting moves on this TV show, which is, I'm gonna call it. There's a ripoff of Amazon in My Hero Academia. I'm gonna say there's a ripoff of Dragon Ball in My Hero Academia, and that he grew up watching this show besides when he's not watching All Might. And this show has similar movements to what he's repeating. So he just figured out that he is repeating moves he sees. And well, he continues to train on this. He continues to think on this thought and see and study. He sees videos of martial artists, and he also sees some different battle stands. And well, he goes to fight Bakugo, and well, he sees that he's incorporating some of the moves that he just watched into the fight. So he sees that he can copy unconsciously moves that are effective. Anyway, back. So they do this this happens for a couple weeks, and then the USJ happens. Mr. Aizawa comes in the room saying that they're having a field trip to the USJ. Everyone who knows what the USJ are excited about this, because that means they are in the USJ. Oh yeah, oh Plano. But yeah, that's basically what happens. They're in the USJ, and They're going to the USJ, and they're all happy about it. So, when they get there, Uraraka and Deku start to fanboy over the fact that 13 is there. It's amazing. The 13 is there. Alright, anyway. They get inside, and the 13 explains what the unforeseen simulation joint is, and well, then the lights go out and a black portal appears. Some of the students say that they thought they were doing rescue training, not villain combat training, which is replied to by Mr. Aizawa saying, "We are. This is not a drill. 13, protect these kids and get them out of here," as he jumps off to fight the battle. A villain appears right behind them, and soon after, which is responded by Deku, Kirishima, and Bakugo charging towards him, which all their attacks just miss. Deku, completely shocked, gets ready to attack again, but it's just met with the villain's voice, saying, "Where is All Might? He was supposed to be here." And Deku was just like, "Yo, you guys want to be defeated by All Might? Jesus." With the villain just responding with this, "No, we are not going to be defeated by him. We are going to kill him." Which puts a massive shocked look on Deku's face as he goes to attack the villain one more time, which ends up and all the students getting warped. Deku is mad at the fact that it literally fell into the trap. And well, he's mad after the fact that he gets inside the bus. Not the bus. So he gets inside the boat, but right now he just falls into the water and he's saved by Froppy. After he's saved by Froppy, he complains the fact that he fell into that trap and that he go to dumb more. But right now they need to focus on the fact that they need to get off the boat and into there and help Mr. Aizawa defeat the villains and make sure that All Might does not die. So here's what Deku does. 5% smash into the water. Nothing really happens. He does not... I said 5% smash. He doesn't go Ultra Instinct. Instead, he tells Magneta to get ready. To pop off as many balls onto that corner of the floor as possible. Magneta's a little bit confused, but he just does what he does, and he tries and figures it out. So Magneta puts as many balls on the floor, and here's what happens. After he puts a massive chunk to make sure that Magneta is able to fit there. Magneta's head starts to bleed, but he's just like, "Oh, it hurts." Alright, so Froppy, you ready? He says. Froppy already knows the plan, but he knew that if... Oh, wait, there's no Magneta. Screw! I forgot that I expelled Magneta. He would be so useful in this situation. Oh my god. Guys, I'm tired. Anyway. Oh yeah, there's a dog in the background. Sorry guys, if there's a dog in the background, please forgive me. But I forgot I expelled Magneta. So who else is gonna fall? No, it's just them two. So what would they do? Alright, so let me just... Oof. The video almost ended. Did it end? Please don't tell me it ended. Oh my god, I saved it from ending. Whee! Alright, so what would they do? Alright, so Deku goes around the boat trying to figure out what they're gonna do. And then the villains are getting impatient. So they go and destroy half the boat. And now Deku has to really start thinking. What are we gonna do? It's not like we can do anything in this position. Froppy, how high can you jump? Not that far. Nah, she asks, how far can you jump? I can jump pretty far. He says about 20 meters. She says about 20 meters, because I can't remember how much, but she can jump far. So, Deku says, jump. As Froppy jumps, Deku grabs, jumps with me in your arms. That's what Deku said. I have a plan, and it might work, and it might not. But you have have to be willing to help me out. All right, so what happens? Froppy jumps with Deku in her arms, but her feet is holding her. His feet are in Froppy's. What the heck was that? Please not again. Okay, thank you. Deku's feet are in Froppy's hands. As Froppy jumps as far as she can, and as she's about to fall down, she throws Deku. Deku, going farther, turns around to catch Froppy's tongue. As that happens, and when Froppy's tongue wraps around Deku, instead of Froppy pulling Deku in, Deku grabs Froppy by the tongue and throws her. Also, guys, be right back. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Ugh. Jesus, the moment I hit unpause. Okay, so Deku pulls her towards him, and then as this happens, Froppy grabs onto Deku. Puts her feet on Deku's chest as she jumps towards again, but holding Deku this time, so Deku gets dragged along with her. And this actually causes them to go into shallow water, far away from the water villains. And they actually manage to swim fast enough to get on the land. And they're just like, we actually managed to get away from those villains without having to fight them. That's nice. We wouldn't have been able to do it without your freaking amazing plan. Although it was pretty risky and really hard to pull off. Yeah, I know, but it's better than doing nothing. Okay. Deku and Froppy are about to run towards 13. Deku and Froppy are about to run towards 13. But they get interrupted by a group of villains. Mr. Aizawa sees where they are. Being mad that they actually got all the way here, thinking that they actually came here on their own, he actually managed to throw a couple villains towards the other villains that were in front of Froppy and Deku, causing the villains to hit the floor. The water, my bad. Allowing Froppy and Deku to continue all the way towards the stairs. While they're going up the stairs, Deku turns around to see Mr. Aizawa pinned down by this black massive beast about to be killed. Deku, without thinking, immediately goes into Ultra Instinct and charges at the villain in an instinct. What's his name? The Nomu has Deku in his face, punching him with a Detroit smash. The villain? The villain doesn't move at all, but the villain acknowledges that Deku's there by swatting him away. Or at least trying to. Deku dodges it, and instead of actually punching the villain again, picks him up. When he picks him up, the villain, the shock absorption quirk, is now in a bit disadvantage because it doesn't matter if he has the quirk shock absorption, he's going to be sent flying. Then Deku again punches him with a 5% destroy smash, sending the villain flying a couple feet. Deku grabs Mr. Aizawa and then immediately jumps towards where 13 is, along the way also grabbing Froppy. They get there while Deku collapses on the floor. Due to the pain, the drawback that Ultra Instinct puts on his body. They managed to send Ida out to bring a couple pros heroes. The gnome Shigaraki gets pissed at this and tells the gnome to go towards Deku and kill him. The gnome appears at where 13 and the others are, and Deku's like, shit. He knows that that it will hurt and that he needs to cool down, at least wait for the pain to go away. But he has no choice, and he activates Ultra Instinct once again to combat the Nomu. But instead of actually hitting the Nomu, he hits the floor where the Nomu's at, and then hits the Nomu, causing the Nomu to fly back. Then again, Deku flies towards the Nomu, hitting it with rapid punches. It's sending it flying further back as Deku snaps out of Ultra Instinct once again. Deku knows that if he goes into Ultra Instinct one more time, he might pass out due to the pain. Deku just but Deku has to brace on, and he keeps fighting. He keeps fighting some of the villains, but when the Nomu comes, he got hit hard. He gets sent to the stairs, and Nomu's about to kill him, finish him for good, until All Might appears, saving Deku from the villain, from Nomu. And then the Nomu and All Might dash it out. All Might eventually gets in a pin position, and Deku, not actually feeling much pain anymore, manages to activate Ultra Instinct once again, and flying towards instead of actually Nomu, the Warp Villain. When Deku hits the Warp Villain, the portal starts to disappear, causing the Nomu to be split in two. But then he just regenerates. When the Nomu regenerates, Deku's confused. I thought his quote was shock absorption, but no, it appears to be regeneration. Then Shigaraki explains that the Nomu has two quirks, and he was combat. He was designed to go against All Might, to kill All Might, the symbol of peace. Deku, not having it, it goes into Ultra Instinct one more time. He knows that he knows that he knows that this will hurt him badly, and he might pass out due to the pain, but he doesn't care. He charges towards the villain. But then he soon realizes, oh shit, wait, I didn't go into Ultra Instinct. He realizes this. He realizes this after when he tries to. He realizes this when he tries to charge at the villain, and he's not like already there at his face. He hits the floor, and he hits the floor due to the pain from the other transformation of Ultra Instinct. And he's just sitting there. Why didn't I transform? It must be because I have a lot of things in my head. And damn it, I'm thinking too much. But Shigaraki goes for Deku. And Deku manages to get up in time to actually dodge Shigaraki's grab and punch Shigaraki away and then run away. He knows that right now he's just a burden to All Might, so he runs towards 13 and where the others are. Shigaraki's about to grab Deku, and Deku, with his damaged state, even with his reflexes, he's not going to be able to be fast enough to to dodge it. And then he spat, if anyone's going to kill that boy, it's me. Shigaraki hears as he's met with a massive explosion. So I need you to do me a favor and die. The Warberlin's about to consume Bakugo because of how angry he is, but then he just met with a massive hit to the throat by Kirishima. I missed the metal part, but that part managed to hurt him. Both the Warberlin and Kirishima being held back by. Oh my God! The Warberlin and Shigaraki are being held by Bakugo and Kirishima, and the Nomu and All Might is being helped out by Todoroki, who is freezing parts of his body and then freezing parts of the Nomu's body, and then All Might just punches it, causing the villain to fall apart. But this will not be a foolproof chance because Nomu will eventually go after Todoroki. The Nomu sees that Shigaraki is being fought by Bakugo, and it goes after Bakugo. Deku sees this and moves Bakugo out the way, being hit and getting hit by the punch, being sent flying to a wall, creating a massive crater. Deku, incredibly dazed, in and out of conscious, it's just sitting there. Shigaraki says, "Good. Now kill these two boys in front of All Might." All Might goes to help Bakugo and Deku, but is quickly met by a fierce attack from the Nomu, almost knocking All Might back a whole 10 feet. The fierce attack, Nomu is trying to get to Bakugo and Deku, but it just keeps getting blocked by All Might, and All Might keeps getting hit. And then, until all of a sudden, the Nomu manages to land a punch on All Might's weak point, causing All Might to fly into a corner, fly into an area. All Might, who can barely stand, and now he just has to sit there and watch as Deku is about to get punched with a furious hit. And instead of Deku going Ultra Instinct this time, he actually gets hit by the punch. He doesn't die, but he sure as hell gets hit by the punch. Deku hits the floor as hard as possible. Harder than he's ever hit the floor in his entire life. He has a little bit of conscious, but his body is completely asleep. No, not asleep. His body is completely immobile. The Nomu lands another hit, sending Deku towards the water. And Deku's just left there to think. Damn. If this is where I die, I wish I could have done more. No. I can't let them die. They need me. I need to help them. If All Might's gone, the whole world would be screwed over. I won't let that happen. I won't! The Nomu is about to go for All Might. Not All Might. For Bakugo. But then its attention gets cut off when Kirishima manages to move Bakugo out of the punch, and tries to use his hardened quirk, but Kirishima soon realizes that the Nomu's punch that he is no match for the Nomu's punch. Kirishima is sent flying, and the Nomu is about to kill both of them. The Nomu is about to kill Kirishima, but Bakugo. This is an explosion. Oh, and Deku thinking, and Bakugo and Kirishima fighting the Nomu is happening at the same time. All Might is trying to get back on his feet, and he actually does manage. But he's about to attack the Nomu, who is about to absolutely kill Kirishima and Bakugo. At the same time, the Warp Villain is about to prevent All Might from going to their rescue. So literally there is 3 things happening. The Warp Villain preventing All Might from saving Kirishima and Bakugo. Kirishima and Bakugo versus the Nomu, and then Deku thinking. But then all of this is stopped with the water with steam coming out of the water. Everyone is a bit confused, just staring at the water saying, what the hell's happening? Even the Nomu stopped. The water seems to be evaporating, but by what? But then they see something silverish gray burst. The water are withstanding something silverish gray. It's covering the entire lake. Then they look where Deku landed in the lake, which is close to the center of it. The villains inside the water are screaming in pain because of how hot the water is. It's practically boiling. Deku is just sitting there completely engulfed in aura. They can't even see him. Then his eyes open. And the aura starts to disperse slowly, exposing silver eyes and a completely silver hair. Oh yeah! Mastered Ultra Instinct, baby! And if what's basically happening is because Deku was hit so hard he can barely think, now he cannot think and he's not gonna hesitate. His body's not gonna hesitate in movement. Meaning that the whole reason that Deku's punches were only 5% was because he was still thinking about attacking. But now that he can barely even think, he can't think about attacking. So his body would just attack on its own. The Nomu, who ignores the fact that the lake is boiling and that there is a silverish freak in the water, until Shigaraki says, "Go kill the boy. You didn't kill him earlier." The Nomu jumps into the air. I almost said flies. Jumps into the air and is about to land on Deku until all of a sudden there is a massive of water. There is a massive amount of water flying up into the air. So everyone thought the Nomu landed it and hit Deku, causing the water to fly up in the air. But then their attention is soon turned to Deku, who in the middle of the plaza. Everyone's wondering where the hell is the Nomu. When Deku just looks up, everyone looks up above too. They see a torn apart Nomu in the air, repairing itself as it's falling. When the Nomu hits the ground, it's completely healed, and it gets up, about to attack the Deku again. But Deku just stands there. It seems as if the punches the Nomu's landing are doing nothing. But in reality, it's just that he's that OP. Nah. Eventually, Deku actually managed to start to dodge some of the attacks. Then he appears right behind the villain again. And with a blink of an eye, there are 30 more holes in the Nomu's gut. The Nomu can't handle between the extreme heat and the extreme power of Deku. Deku is now as strong as All Might when he was in his prime. All Might is just staring at Deku in complete shock. All Might said that if he was in his prime, he could have defeated the Nomu in 5 hits. If you guys don't remember that. I think it was 5 hits. So 30 of them should have completely abolished the what's it called? The Nomu. But the Nomu is still is healing. That's the only reason Nomu's even alive. The Nomu is about to go for another attack, while Deku just decides to go for the finishing blow. Deku goes for an uppercut, completely destroying Nomu's head. And this time, he ain't healing. Shigaraki in absolute fury, and he tries to go to attack, but the warp villain warps him back into their base. Shigaraki turns around to the warp villain and says, "What the hell was that?" He destroyed the Nomu with 1 punch. No, it was at least 300. He was toying, but when he actually got serious, he destroyed the Nomu with 1 punch. So imagine what he would have done to you. Deku eventually just collapses. Deku the entire time was not even conscious. He was aware of what was happening, but he wasn't conscious. Like, he wasn't thinking, he was just staring. You know when someone's lost in thought that they're not even, like, they're daydreaming? That's essentially what Deku looked like was happening. But then he just collapses on the floor. Everyone goes to Deku's aid, and eventually the cops arrive, and so do the pro heroes to wrap everyone up. Deku's taken to the infirmary. And just like that, this USJ arc is over. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you guys really, really, really enjoyed the goddamn video, please subscribe. I'll be seeing you guys later. Peace out.